The Chief Minister, Ministers of Government, the ambassadors, our friends and fellow Sierra Leoneans. I am proud to be a Sierra Leonean. In this small hall, I can feel the electricity. I can see that you are proud again of your country. In a very long time, I have not heard Sierra Leoneans sing the national anthem with such fervor as I have today. So I know I am achieving. Because I promise I will bring a smile to the faces of all Sierra Leoneans. And we have just started the process. We are all aware that we inherited an extremely difficult government of state that was on the brink of bankruptcy as a result of endemic corruption. And we know that Sierra Leone and Sierra Leoneans are eager about development.
Yes, we are.
So I'm not here to talk about the problems. I'm here to tell you about what we are doing and continue to do on a daily basis to change the narrative in Sierra Leone. We have no reason to be poor, but we are poor because we have not managed our resources efficiently and effectively. So the challenges we have are challenges we must be able to deal with in order to move on. And that is what I am trying to do. I've put together a group of young men and women who, in my opinion, are up to the task. And we are working very hard to change that narrative, to make Sierra Leone a place we can be proud of again. When we came in, or even before we came in, we did our social diagnosis of the state of Sierra Leone and found that we cannot move on if we do not become the Athens of West Africa that we once were. At the present moment, we are grappling with issues of development. But development itself is an extremely difficult concept, and therefore you need not only the technical capacity to deal with it, you also need to engineer the very social environment in which you want that development to happen. Yes. That is extremely difficult, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. But that is what we have to do if we have to thrive. If we have to catch up with the rest of the world, we must do it. So what we are doing, from our own diagnosis, we have a set of prescriptions for different aspects of Sierra Leone, the challenges we face. For us to be relevant as a nation and to catch up with the rest of the world, we identified human capital development as the most important component of human activity to improve on. And what have we done? I realized that 3 out of every 5 adult Sierra Leoneans cannot read and write. Meaning that they are not fit for purpose in the 21st century. The human capital is the most important capital. We make the mistake of counting diamonds, gold, and all the other things as the resources that we have. But for me, I have identified you and I to be the most important resource that we have. And if we should embark on successful, sustainable development, we must improve the human capital of our country. I'm proud to see among you people who have done extremely well, who are here and working and helping back home. So what we want to do is to create a critical mass of well-educated workforce that can support the growth and development of Sierra Leone. do you do this in an environment where people cannot afford $20 to keep their kids in school for the year? That is a challenge that I decided to deal with first. So what have we done? With the meager resources, we have launched the free quality education for every Sierra Leonean.
Big one.
Why did we do that? Because I pledged that what we are going to do was going to be inclusive. Every Sierra Leonean is part of that process, irrespective of your political inclination, your tribe, your region. We want to develop every Sierra Leonean. And because some people are falling out of school because of a meager $20 a year, we decided to pay for all the kids in the school in Sierra Leone. We have gone ahead to provide 4 textbooks, which their parents cannot provide for them. We are going to provide uniforms. We have paid tuition for all of them, and we are going to provide food for them as part of the education package. When I started, I said we started with a bankrupt state. So how did we get the money to do this? Close the loopholes. Closing the loopholes and also effective expenditure management. We have also increased our revenue intake. We are making sure that corruption is under attack every day. We are reforming the economy and other areas of governance to be able to be effective and efficient so that we can deliver as a government. These are all done under very difficult circumstances. So when you hear about the fight against corruption, which is a fight we must fight, and it is a fight we must win. Because corruption itself is a threat not only to our national security, but to our very existence as a nation. For a very long time, whenever they spoke about Sierra Leone, it was considered to be one of the most corrupt countries in the world. That is a repetition I cannot take on. That is a repetition we should not accept. And because of our effort in the last few months, 11 months now, that repetition is beginning to change. According to the scorecard of the Millennium Challenge, we moved from 49% to 71%. Which means when we want to do it, we can do it. We are a small but proud nation, and we can do great things. What I want to provide for this generation is to inspire all of you. And I can see and feel that you are being inspired. I want you to be a part of this process. I made the pledges, but I can't do it all alone. Until and unless you actually embrace the changes that are taking place, we cannot succeed. So I'm calling on all of you, wherever you are, whatever your tribe, whatever political party you belong to, Sierra Leone is one country and it's one. When I spoke about development, why are we here? We are here because Boston is home to some of the best educational institutions in the world. We are lagging behind by so far that we need a quantum leap to catch up with the rest of the world. How can we do this? In my own estimation, we have to use technology,
Yes.
innovation, and science. So we can catch up with the rest of the world. If we want to follow the conventional path, it is going to be extremely difficult because other countries continue to take quantum leaps. So our prescription is for us to actually use science, technology, and innovation. And that is why I appointed the young man, Dr. David Senga. So we are investing to forge a link between Sierra Leone and MIT and Harvard, and leverage those connections and linkages for the development of Sierra Leone. We mean business and we want good partners. Partners with reputation and the capacity. We want to leverage these links to be able to improve on the capacity of our public service in the health sector, education, research, and so on and so forth. We are establishing these friendships because we want best friends to be able to impact positively on the development trajectory of our country. So we are here as part of the process of development. We cannot do it alone. It is a tough task when you want to do things but you don't have the resources. But you need friends. And we are identifying strategic friends around the world, and we want you to be part of our friends. You are part of the Sierra Leone community. And thank you very much to our friends, the friends of Sierra Leone. We are a country in need. But we don't want to go asking or begging for aid. We want to establish strategic relationships that we can leverage for our development. We can do it. And because we are anxious about it and want to do it in good time, that is why we are actually very meticulous in choosing who our friends are. That's right. Of course, the DSTI, which is headed by no less a person than Dr. David Senga, is supposed to look at some of the perennial challenges we've had in governance, health, government-wide, and see how we can deploy science, technology, and innovation to deal with those challenges. Like I told you, when we started the fight with the establishment of the commissions of inquiry, we were told to be doing witch hunting. But I have said severally that we are not witch hunting. I'm only hunting for the monies that we are taking away. And when we get those monies back, like I've done, the first $1 million that we got, I've actually put that aside to establish the first medical diagnostic center. And everything we get from that, we definitely go to the people. Our people have been deprived of those resources in the first place. And it belongs to them. So it should go back directly to programs and projects that impact them. The Anti-Corruption Commission continues its own fight, and the commissions are working. We will hear from them what their own arrangements are going to be in terms of those who are going to be found wanting and need to pay back. Yes. Of course, it is not an easy fight. Corruption has a way of fighting back. So it's been a tough 11 months trying to fight corruption. But we are up to the task. Because if we fail, then we are down. We cannot afford to fail. I know that we can succeed. And that is why I want to inspire all of you, our friends alike, to join us in the fight against corruption, to establish relationships around the world that will help us. We don't want to go cap in hand begging. What we are asking for are relationships that we can leverage for our economic development. As Sierra Leoneans, this is always my best moment. I'll be at Harvard and MIT in the next couple of days, for the next 2 days. But to be with you and share these moments with you, for me, is the most important.
That's what I'm doing.
My vision will never have been completed without meeting and talking to you. You may be shocked. I know you want more. Please accept that we are a government in haste. Too many things to do. We have not used the post-independent period very well. So we have a lot of catching up to do. So if you see me in haste, understand the need for me to be in haste. And I want you to be in haste too. Let's work together. Sierra Leone is a great place. Today, I feel elated because of the way you sang the national anthem. You sang it as proud Sierra Leoneans. I will do everything with my team to make you proud of Sierra Leone again. We want to be the anthems of West Africa again. We want to do great things. We are a small nation, but we want to be remembered for some of the best things. I should use this moment again to say Sierra Leone is open for business.
Yes.
As you must have heard, the beginning of our problem is actually that we've never planned as to how we go about things. And without planning, you only plan for failure. You must have heard about the million-term national development plan that was launched last week. Thanks to a very hard-working young lady who is the Minister of Planning and Economic Development. With the support of our colleagues, we've come up with our own prescription, and we have done so in a very extensively consultative manner. Nearly 2 million people were involved in this process. Some members of the diaspora, the APC and all the other parties, the vulnerable groups, I can't count them all. So now we have a plan. We want to have people to buy into this plan. We want you to look at the National Development Plan, the medium-term National Development Plan. What role can you play to execute that plan? Don't feel you are outsiders. We know that you can play a role. We cannot accommodate all of you, that's why we have not called all of you. But you are always welcome. We want you to come. There is a wealth of knowledge here in this hall alone and around the United States. It's just that we have not expanded the economy enough to be able to take all of you in. But rest assured that this is not my job, this is our job. I'm only leading the process. And I invite you all to join us to make Sierra Leone a better place.
Okay, let's all take a seat. As you heard me earlier, you don't introduce the president.